Huh. I wonder what Dad's doing right now. What you doing?
Right on my stomach.
Okay.
Hey guys, hello, we keep it dirty off-road. Today we're doing a cabin air filter for the Gen 1 because Gen 1s don't actually have any cabin filters at all. We got a kit from Infinity Overland. We know these guys. We've actually off-roaded with these guys a few times. They just started a new company and they made a kit for the truck and it's going to help us keep all the dust out of the truck. And this is a problem. This is a well-known problem with the Gen 1s. They didn't have any cabin air filters. Gen 2s do. There's no way to really integrate this under the dash, so we're going to show you guys how to do this, all the areas you have to take care of, and we're going to give you guys an overview of the kit and everything that comes with this kit. So the kit basically is your air filter bracket. It is set up so that it's waterproof, so it's not going to damage the filter. You can order it with an extra filter. I highly recommend it so that you don't have to worry about it the next time. And then the kit also comes with some silicone because you can't just install this. You have to actually put it on there and seal it. And then it also comes with these two pads, the small one and a larger one. You need these to seal up some of the areas around the computer in order to make a proper seal. And then finally, a replacement bolt that's a little bit shorter so you're not digging into your filter media. So overall, this is a simple install. It's gonna look complicated because we do have to take off the computer, we do have to disconnect the battery, you have to remove the cowl and then actually let the silicone set. So it is gonna take longer, but the actual installation itself is relatively quick. So let's get to it. Now first we're going to start off by removing the cowls on both sides. To do that, you need to remove the pins first on both sides of the truck.
Now next we want to take the windshield wipers off. To do that, you lift up and then see this little tab right here? That little tab, pull it and it comes off. And that's it. That little tab right there. All the way up. All the way up. And then pull the tab with me. Yep. And then pull up.
Before you do this next part, make sure you wrap your pry tool in some tape or something to cushion it because you're going to be prying against the glass and you don't want to damage it. Put some blue painter's tape, whatever you have lying around, anything to cushion the force against the windshield is all you need. Now go ahead and gently pry off the cowls. There are 3 pins holding the cowls on each side. One at the very end, one right after the wipers,
That's what we're going after.
and then one in the middle.
There we go.
If you don't have A-pillar lights, they'll pop off really easy like we're going to show you guys here. But with A-pillar lights, you may need to loosen up the brackets or remove the lights altogether just to be able to get the cowls out.
We were able to loosen this up and get enough wiggle room to get this out. Basically, it's this clip over here, right here had to pop out, and there was no room for it to pop out. So it's gonna be a bitch to install. But now let's go around the front. Once you get this out, make sure you pop that off right there. Okay, pop that off. And this bad boy can come out.
We repeated the process on the other side, same thing again. Because of the light brackets, we did have to loosen up the hood a little bit just in order to get enough movement to wiggle that out. If you don't have light brackets, you won't have to do this. They should just pop out. Next, you're going to remove the wiper motor. The motor is held in place by 3 bolts. One on the driver's side, one in the middle, and one in the middle of the truck. You're also going to need to disconnect the motor. Make sure you push that tab back before you try to pull on it. And getting it out is a little bit finicky. The opening is just large enough for it. We found that we had to actually pop off the cable. There's a trim piece that holds the cable in place in order to get the motor out all the way. So make sure you pop that off and you should have enough room to get it out. Now that you have everything out, this is the perfect time to clean, and make sure you do spend some time cleaning. You will have a lot of leaves, and make sure you clean the area around the bracket. The better you clean, the better the bond.
Now before we mount it, make sure you take the cover off, take the filter off.
So it's supposed to go like that, right?
Yeah.
So
The bracket is a tight fit, and it is going to be a little challenging to get in. Made harder by the fact that there's a push pin right there, right next to where the bracket goes. It's going to make getting it into place correctly a little bit more difficult.
Oh, there's a bolt right there.
So here's what I would recommend. Get that tall piece that goes under the glass in first, and then push it into place. You may need to push that push pin out of the way in order to get it to fit, but it will fit eventually with a very small gap, very tight tolerances around the sides. Once you have the bracket in place, make sure you use the supply bolt to hold it into place before you lay down the silicone.
So the kit's going to come with a set of silicone, and that's what we're going to use to go all the way around that kit and seal it up. So that's what we're going to do next.
Take your time here putting the silicone. Put as much silicone as you like. The more time you take here, the more silicone you put, the better the seal you're going to have. And make sure you let the silicone set. Follow the instructions for the silicone. Some take about 2 hours to set. It's not a bad idea to let it set overnight either.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
You told us not to lean on the hood.
Shut up.
And what are you doing?
I'm leaning on the hood.
He's making out with the hood.
Breathing heavy too.
I know, right?
I don't like sitting on my belly, that's why.
You gotta get the view his groupies will love. There.
Oh.
That's an ass.
Shut up, Jen.
Haha. The hair. Look at the hair. The hair is just amazing.
Yeah, I know. That's perfect.
It's just awesome.
You're right.
You guys are assholes.
No, look.
Okay, zoom in. Look at that hair. Look at that.
Look at that.
That is just, wow. That's a lot of gray.
I know, right?
That's a lot of gray. You have more gray than I do.
This shit smells nasty.
I bet you don't smell great either.
So there is our silicone job. I don't do well on my belly, so it's a mess. Just make sure you try to seal up as much as you can. And we only use maybe about half the tube. So first thing we have to do is take off the computer because there is a little hole here and there's a hole behind the computer as well that has to be covered up. Actually, I'm sorry, this little hole down here has to be covered up, and then there's an opening there on the other side of the computer that has to be covered up. So I'm going to take that off.
Now, before you start on the computer, make sure you disconnect the battery. This is an important step. You don't want to damage that computer of yours. It's very expensive to replace. To remove the computer, there are 2 bolts holding it in place. Make sure you remove both the long socket.
Also, right here, there's a little tube, guessing for your windshield washer fluid. Want to pop that off.
Carefully remove all your computer connections. Remember, use that little lever to start the connection. You may see some where the little white piece remains. That's okay. Just make sure you put it back on the connector.
Oh, I fucking hate this catch can. Alright.
Now here's where we get our first look. See that little flap there at the end? That little flap is designed to let water flow out of the intake. That's what we need to cover up in order to have a proper seal and in order for the HEPA filter to work correctly. Now you guys may be worried that blocking that may cause the water to get in. With the new design, no water will be getting into this section of the cowl anymore, so that flap is useless. It's only going to let dust in.
Alright, Ethan, let's explain to them what you're going to be doing. So you're going to be taking that off. And then you're going to be folding it in half like this. Put it in through the hole. Put it all the way to the corner. And then work it in so that it covers up that little flap.
Okay.
Okay?
Right. So, fold it up like that.
Then shove it in.
Oh, easier said than done.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, easier said than done.
And then just work it in. Got it?
Got it.
Make sure you spend the time here to really work it in and make sure that you do a proper seal. Prepping the surface, obviously, it's going to be the most important. It's going to give you the most effective solution. And this is about what you're looking for. You want to try to cover up as much of that flap as possible to reduce the amount of dust in the cab.
So next, right next to the computer, hole right there, that one, we're going to cover that one up now. Clean it up, Ethan, with some alcohol.
You spit on it too?
Yes. It's gross.
What?
Put it on there right. There you go. Now you'll notice your kit may come with this 1x1 square. You'll be wondering, what is this for? Well, let me tell you. One of the things we have to do, that right there, that black plastic piece you're looking at, that right there is the intake to the AC system. There's a screen in there that will actually get clogged and has all kinds of junk in it. And in order for the system to work correctly, we have to get in there and clean off that screen. The only way to do that is, see that foam? We gotta pry all that loose. It's really one of the design flaws of the Gen 1. This is a step that you can't miss. If you do miss it and the screen is pretty clogged, you're actually not gonna get much flow through the HEPA filter that we just added. So this is a must-do step.
So here you want to use a long crowbar, pry up against that foam in that bottom of that plastic piece to try to lift it up and break up as much as you can. Here you'll see us use that block on the right hand side to help us pry up. You don't want to put all that force on the edge of the computer bracket. You want to use that little 1x1 to help you really get the leverage you need to pry that up. And you just got to be patient with this, guys. Take your time here. You can break up as much of that piece as possible. It's up to you. It's just you want to get to that screen and clean it off.
All right, guys, so we've been banging away at it for a while, and you guys can see we kind of broke through and caused an opening. But see that screen right there? That's what you're trying to get. See all that junk? That's why your intake smells like shit. And also, if that thing is blocked, that also makes your system work a little bit harder. So you don't have to take that whole black piece out. It's almost impossible to take it all the way out. You have to break it off one piece at a time, but you need to clean that screen. See all that leaves and everything? We need to clean that off. So that's the goal. After a little bit of struggle, look at that. Screen is clear. It's nice and clear, no more musty smell. And it's kind of a two-person operation. You have to go in blind. Three-person. Somebody to hold the vacuum, somebody to guide the vacuum, and then somebody to point to oh fuck, I can't even speak. But we got it clean. Now we're gonna put a rag on there and clean it up nice and good. So I think we finally got it.
Yeah, so you just need somebody to put their hand in there like an idiot and just kind of like, reach around. You need some idiot to hold the fucking vacuum cleaner, and then you need the wife over here to tell you what you're doing wrong, to tell you which way to go, and then not like, listen at all when I say right and you go fucking left because you don't know directions. Stop. I swear to God, I will break the truck. You put me on video, the truck is toast.
All right, guys, that by far is the hardest part. So just keep in mind here.
Not for me, it wasn't.
You just have to break enough of that plastic piece so you can get in there and clean off the screen. And that's key. You have to clean off that screen. That's important. That's your goal. You don't have to take it all off. In fact, you probably won't be able to take it all off unless you break every single piece of it. As long as that screen is clean, that's what matters. That's what gets rid of your musty smell. All right, let's take our rag and clean the area around that computer. With the computer out, now make sure you blow all this out. This is the only opportunity you get to clean this, so make sure you get it all blown out and cleaned up. So I know you guys are wondering, do I have to take all that off every time I have to do the air filter? Well, we're about to find out. I think you can do it with just removing the cowl and getting in there and replacing it, but we're about to try it out. Oh, son of a bitch. I'm way too out of shape for this, guys.
We were able to reinstall it with the wiper motor into place, but it was very finicky. It did take a lot of work to get the little bracket in, and you have to make sure you get it in just right. So removing the wiper motor does make it easier. It's up to you guys if you want to install it before or after. I just wanted to see just for my sanity.
It's doable, but fuck, don't do it in 90-degree weather.
Once everything's done, go ahead and reinstall the cowls. If you have 8-pillar lights like we do, you are going to have to spend a little bit of extra time trying to wiggle it in, trying to get it into place. When you're putting in the driver's side, don't forget to reconnect your windshield washer line. It's very easy to forget. We forgot it. We had to go back in, pop it off, and connect it. And then finally, if you have the 8-pillar lights, don't forget to tighten up all your brackets for your hood. Finally, install the pins on both sides and then reinstall the windshield wipers. Now, you can install the windshield wipers in the wrong spot. Make sure you remember which side went to what, and make sure you set the correct angle as you lay it down.
Definitely a whole lot more work than we expected. The hardest part was breaking off all those pieces to get to the screen. I mean, look.
Why are you doing that?
And that's kind of like the tip there, guys. When you're working on that section, you want to break off as much to get to that screen so you can clean it off. That is by far the hardest part. Obviously, it's awkward sitting on top of your truck and taking the cowls off and all that stuff. Those do take time, and you have to wait for the silicone to set. But that's about it, guys. I mean, it is a lot of work, but it's relatively straightforward, and it's a big benefit to get a cabin filter in those. Ford really should have put those on there from stock.
You suck. Why did you drop those trash on the floor?
Because
You a-hole. I have to bend over to pick that up.
I'm like
Christian, pick that
really
up.
tired from watching you guys. I need a nap. I'm gonna go take a nap. promise.
All right, guys.
Oh.
If you want to set, go over to Infinity Overland. It's a little bit under $200. I think it's 180. I forget what it is, but it's totally worth it. Make sure you get the extra filters so that here in like 3-4 months or whenever, you can go in there and swap it out. And it's a worthwhile upgrade, guys. It gives you a HEPA filter in the cab of the truck. And
Very annoyed teenagers helping you.
yeah. And then in the next couple of weeks, we're actually going to do more treatment with controlling the dust in the cabin. The Gen 2, we had a lot of problems with the rear vents letting a lot of dust in. So keep an eye out for that video. We're going to show you guys how to put some filters in the back of this truck to really block out all the dust from getting into the cab.
Just make it a street queen.
Shut up.
Yeah, Dad, put like 43s on this truck.
All right, guys. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. See you guys on the next one.
Or not.
You should paint your truck line green.